okay, I understand. I'm sorry. So you walked to Ottawa to say thank you, but their family don't live in Ottawa.
Not as.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
I don't know
gotcha.
that for sure.
Okay, okay, okay.
And so, but, and it's mysterious why God, you know, why did I walk from Toronto? Why couldn't it be somewhere, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because it did end up happening that the family could be living there. I found out that afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
So there's things that happen that, you know, you just, things come in your heart to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden we find out that the family could have come from Ottawa. So maybe it was a gesture to the family by walking to Ottawa. But we got a little bit of press coverage, and Whitney Houston created a song called Step by Step.
Mm-hmm.
And when I arrived at Parliament Hill at the Eternal Flame, someone had a ghetto blaster by the Eternal Flame, and her song came on, Step by Step, and that's where we had our press conference.
Right.
And it was just there that I said, you know, one day I'm going to walk across Canada, and I'm going to call this Step by Step. And it was through her song that this organization got created. I mean, that was the inspiration for the name. And then so shortly after, I didn't get to Canada right away. I did the Ontario walk in '99, a 2,500 kilometer walk, and then in Canada, 12,000 kilometer walk in 2000. And that's when the torch appeared.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then after my Canada walk, during my Canada walk, that's when I met Christopher, a young 10-year-old at that time, who carried the torch through Sarnia. That was where he was from, and he needed a liver transplant, but he had this great big smile, and he said, one day I want to walk across Canada. He said this when he was 10, and he just kept bothering me, and 4 years later I was setting up this campaign for him across Canada, and that was Christopher's wish in 2004. So since the last 11 years of our inception, we've done 6 campaigns, one in Europe as well, and now we're working on our 7th, which is going to be the world tour. And it's basically very simple, just to get the message out about how important it is, and to let people, let the world know about people like yourself, what you're doing, you know, and let everybody know that this is about love, you know, and it's always powerful. Everyone that gets in contact with this understands that and gets involved, and we're hoping one day that, you know, the world could know about this, you know, and that's what we're after.
You listen to streamingpraiseradio.com. My name is Clairmont.
And this is Kurt.
The champ.
Yes. Of the cafe.
You are listening right now, let's say Friday. This is about, let's say, Friday evening. If you're listening on a Friday evening, because the show is repeated on Friday evening. By this time I would have finished my operation. By this time I would have been healing properly. And Jada would have been healing properly. So I'm professing. I'm prophesying, I should say, not professing, prophesying. But we want to thank you so much for locking into streamingpraiseradio.com. We're speaking to George Michello from his organization Step by Step, and as he tells us a little bit more what the organization is doing, what it has done. At the same time, how difficult is it putting these things together?
It's extremely difficult. It's been a sacrifice. It's been a labor of love. Every step, we've done 100 million steps so far. Every step, it has been difficult. It's, you know, we don't have, it's like you. You know, one day, by the grace of God, you're going to have your big studio. You're going to have, you know, and that's the way that we're looking at this too. Like, you know, one day I'm going to have a team, you know, with a real office and with, you know, a real, because it's been what I call nickel and diming it. Every single thing that we've had to put together is from phone calls of friends and people, or just phoning people and asking them to get involved. So it's been a labor of love. Nothing's come easy, but I think sometimes it's more worth it.
Yeah, it has to. I mean, if a life is going to be saved by it, it is worth it, you know. And people don't know. You know, while you're talking about big office and big studio, for those of you who are listening right now, and I'm gonna piggyback on George for a little bit here. If you're listening right now, I'm gonna be gone for about a week or so. Now I've been asking God for tomorrow because I would like to see it before I leave, right? We need a big screen monitor, right, to sit right in the studio so these guys can see properly. I can see because I know. Not that they're blind, but it's going to be helpful. So if you're listening, really, what's the price for a big screen monitor?
Wow.
It's about what?
3,000.
No, the big screen monitor. Just enough to the flat screen
You're
monitor.
talking about a flat screen, right?
Flat screen monitor, yeah.
Yes.
HD or not HD?
Oh,
HD?
there's the other one too. It doesn't have to be HD. It's big enough so that we can plug the computer so that you can see the
I think if you went to Walmart, you could probably grab them for a couple of $1,000.
That's a huge one.
That's a huge one. How
Yeah,
big?
I don't want
just a smaller one.
Yeah, the smaller one. The one will fit right between there. I think it's about 300.
300 would probably
300
do it.
bucks, yeah. About 300 bucks, yeah. So if you listen to this, this costs 300 bucks. And here's what you do. You can purchase it. You can let me know by tomorrow, and I'll come pick it up tomorrow. Even though the next day I'm going to be busy, but I'll come pick it up tomorrow. You give me the receipt. You get a tax receipt for it because we make sure that you get a tax receipt. You just don't give it to us, and we don't give you something for it. So, yeah, we'd love so these guys can see. It makes the studio not look better, but they can.
We can see better.
You can see better. Yeah. Because with
Stop
one
squinting,
discuss
like.
squinting, you know, trying to go closely. What is that
Yeah.
again? You know. So if you're then you're listening again, it's about $300. You probably even get it for less too, depending on where you go. Because I think I saw one the other day. It's about it's a 30-inch monitor, big screen of a computer monitor. You can work both with computer and TV, but we're not looking at the TV part. We are just computer screen people here. So if you're there and listen to it, we trust in God that it will prick your heart and you'll say, sure, let's get this done to these guys tomorrow. The number to call is 905-566-1826, or better yet, call me myself, 416-301-0141, wherever you may be, and I'll come pick it up from you. Providing you're not out of the country. If you're out of the country, you may have to mail it in to us. But we want to thank you so much for doing that, and for sure, make sure you have the bill or the receipt, and we will put your name in and make sure that you do get a tax receipt for that as well. And we continue with George talking about what you're doing in terms of how you get things going. Do you find it difficult, people donating to funds to help you in the campaigns and so forth?
Well, you know, it's the thing about you feel sometimes like you're bothering people,
Mhm.
you know, and you're asking too many, you know, and how many times can you go to the same well as well,
Right.
you know, and it's like, it seems to be never ending sometimes, and you know, I'm sure that many times Clairmont yourself, you must have said, you know, God, you know, why are you making this so hard?
Yeah, I know what that feels like, yeah.
You know, look at what I've done. I've done, you know, but just make things a little bit easier. Let me get that phone call that you know, let me get, you know, so you get days like that. But, you know, I'm finding that as long as you're plowing away and you're sweating and you're doing all that, that nothing's in vain. Like, you know, so I think that's part of the inspiration of why we came up, or I felt that in my heart to call it step by step. You know, it's almost like a little bit today, a little bit tomorrow, a little, you know, and then hopefully one day wherever we think we.
Well, you're pretty much well known.
Well,
It doesn't feel like it. You're pretty much well known because I was talking to one of the nurses about you, and I asked her. I said, hey, have you ever met her? She's one of the transplant team for the liver transplant, and she said, oh yeah, George, he's a very big advocate for liver transplant. So I said, yeah. I said, I happened to meet him. I said, strange enough how we met, because I knew of him before, but I never thought that 10 years later I'll be meeting him again, or more than 10 years later, you could say I'll be meeting him again. Because as I said, I heard about you through your brother and your sister-in-law, and then almost 13 years later, we're face to face.
Yeah.
You know, step by step.
yeah,
Step by step. Well, we want you guys to stick around for a bit because we want to talk to you some more about what you're doing and what's actually happening. But we want to talk to a Dr. Arima Leibo.
Sounds good, yes. Let's try to get a hold of her. I think she's in. Is she in Panama right now?
Panama?
I think it might be Panama. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna give her a quick call, and we want you to stay tuned, stay locked right here on Stream Praise Radio. My name is Clairmont,
And this is Kurt.
the Champs.